Okay, settle into your chair. Start to let go of anything that may have come before today. This is time for you to be present. We're here together and we're going to have a nice session of self-care. Allow your eyes to close if that feels comfortable for you, and start to tune into your breath. Just start to notice it. Notice if your breathing is shallow or if it's deep. Does it feel labored at all? Just noticing it. There's no right or wrong. Starting to focus on deepening your breath. Pulling the air deeply into your lungs and emptying out completely. Take your right or left hand, take one hand to your chest and feel the warmth there, the contact between your hand and your upper chest. Notice if you can feel your heart beating. Notice what it feels like as you breathe, allowing your hand to move with your torso. Going inward, noticing where your body is being held up by the chair, how your feet feel in contact with the floor. Think about the sensations in the room. Is the temperature warm or cool? Are you comfortable? Now take one more very deep, deep breath. Exhale with a sigh. Let's do that one more time. Deep, deep breath. Big sigh. Wonderful. Allow your eyes to open if they were closed. Come into the room together. If we haven't met before, my name is Amelia Dotson. This is chair yoga for the rest of us, designed to be an adaptable, accessible class. So everything I say is a suggestion. And if something doesn't feel right to you, you stop. And safety is our number one priority. So definitely use your own intuition because you're the expert on your body and yourself. So that said, we're going to begin with some warm-ups. Let's start with the neck. Allow the head to tip slightly over to the right. Gentle, gentle stretch on this left side of the neck. And then bring your head back up and tip it to the other side, allowing the right side to open. Now coming back up, let's do it again to the right. And this time, take your right hand, just gently drape it over the left side of your temple. So we're not pushing here. We're just draping the hand over, allowing it to open, taking the left hand out to the side, noticing what that feels like. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, and now release this slowly, and we're going to switch. Tip to the left hand to right temple, right hand out. Breathing here. Opening up the right side of the neck. Out of this, release. Shake the hands out. Give your head a little shake. Shake your head no. Shake your head yes. Shake your head maybe. Let's work on the shoulders. Take your arms out to a T, palms up. From here, bring your fingertips to your shoulders. And once they're on your shoulders, start drawing circles on the opposite side of the walls with your elbows. So you're just doing a little roll of your shoulders. Keep going, rolling in one direction. Whatever direction you chose was perfect. And then take a little break. Shake your hands out again. And let's do it again. Arms out to a T, palms up, fingers come to the shoulders, and roll the other way. So if you're going back, now go forwards or vice versa. So not only are we loosening up these shoulders, we're getting a little bit of strengthening in these arms and shoulder area as well. If you notice, I'm starting to notice. And slowly let the hands release, shake it out. From here, inhale your arms up overhead, keep them here, and continue to breathe. Now reach with one hand up towards the ceiling, and then the other. We're just alternating the reaching. And now bring the arms down slowly, reaching now towards the front of you. And then down towards your knees. And then out to the side. We're just reaching, waking up our body. And slowly release. Come to a pause here. Take a breath here. Nice deep inhale. Exhale. Open up the hands. So take your hands out in front of you. Arms, elbows can be bent or straight, doesn't matter. Like you're showing your palms to the screen. So press it, press it, press it. Activate the fingers so you can feel all this stretching in your hands. If it starts to cramp, release it a little bit and then try it again. And then release. And now make a fist. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then release. Now let's do some circles. with our wrists. Just pick a direction, start going in circles with your wrists. And then reverse. Release your arms, relax a little bit, deep breath here. Our next pose is a choose your own adventure. I like to do this a lot because depending on what feels right to you today, you may pick a different version. So version 1 is to put your feet out in front of you with the heels touching the ground. Knees can stay bent if you want to stay back in your chair, or you can move forward in your chair and straighten your legs. That's position 1. Position 2 would be, I would stay back in your chair for this one and just lift both legs up in front of you with your toes pointed towards the ceiling. So basically your choice is between having the floor to support you, or would you rather use your quads a little bit more and lift them up? So whatever you choose is fine. Just pick your position. And don't forget to breathe here. Activate, whichever position you're in, activate those legs. Squeeze those thigh muscles. Maybe activate the calves a little bit if that makes sense. And from here, we're going to point the feet and flex. Point and flex the feet. So I'm doing it with my hands as well. I'm not sure if you can see my feet or not. A little bit. But we're pointing and flexing. Wherever we're at, we can do this on the floor as well if your feet are down there. And then we'll come to a pause and do the ankle turns. Just pick a direction, like with the wrist. Pick a direction and then reverse it. Always do your wrists again. I mean, it's kind of, my body wants to do them at the same time. It's funny. All right, now release, feet back down on the floor, fully supported in a seated position. For this next one, it will vary a little bit depending on whether you're sitting back in your chair or on the front. What we're going for is windshield wipering with our knees. So we're going to go side to side. And the speed of this is up to you. So you don't have to go at the exact same speed as me. You can go slower or faster. And if you do it on the edge of your chair, you'll have a little more range of motion. Just going from side to side, windshield wipering the legs. Imagine it's cleaning your windshield. You can add the arms too if you want. I don't know what it is with me today. I like doing the arms and legs together. And let's come to a pause. Take a nice deep breath here. Let's take the knees over to one side and stay there for a moment. So it's the same movement we were doing, but instead of doing the windshield wipers, we're just staying over to one side, getting a very mild stretch in our legs. And then reverse it to the other side. A little bit of opening, warming up this hip and groin area. Come back to center. So a lot of us, whether we're sitting a lot or in shoes all day, a lot of our feet and ankles can get very stiff. So this next one's going to work on that. So you definitely have to be mindful of how this feels, because if your feet are very stiff, it might be a little uncomfortable, and you can choose how you want to do this. So we want to come up on the ball of our right foot. Let's see if you can see this on the screen. So I'm up on the ball of my right foot, and I'm kind of balancing on my toes. I think you can see that. You can let me know if you can't see that, or if that doesn't make sense. What we're doing is straightening, our ankle is straight, and we're balancing on the ball of our foot and toes area, getting a stretch in there. And while we're in this position, go ahead and do a little bit of a circle. So your ball of your foot stays in contact with the floor, and you're just circling that ankle, just picking a direction, and then reversing it the other way. And pausing here, we're going to switch. So come to the left foot, balancing on that left ball of your foot, and circle. Picking in a direction to start with. And then reversing it. Interesting to me how this turning feels different to me than it did when I was out in the air. Definitely getting at something different here. And let's come to a pause. This next one is choose your own adventure as well. For option one, you'll be sitting in your chair and bringing your hands somewhere behind you. So you can do that on your body, on your hips or lower back, or holding on to the chair and pressing your chest forward and your chin slightly up. So we're doing a chest opener here, throat opener. That's option one. Option two is to press your hands into the chair and lift your butt up a little bit, if that feels safe for you. This is kind of like a camel pose. It's a back bendy kind of pose. When you lift yourself up, so you choose what feels right. Either way, you're going to get a great opening of the front side of your body. And play around with it. You can try different versions, see what works for you. And remember to breathe. Release this position, let the hands shake out. And once again, we are going to turn our knees slightly to the right. This time, though, we're going to plant the right foot with the toes pointing more towards the right side of the wall. It doesn't have to be all the way over. It can be on an angle. And the back foot also, your left foot, is going to also be pointing towards the right somewhat. And so we're in this kind of, it was very similar to the windshield wiper position. But from here, we're going to take our arms up overhead. And this is warrior one pose in the chair. And from here, you can bring the left foot back more if that feels good for you. But whichever position you choose, we're just staying here and breathing, reaching through the fingertips and letting the lower body support us. All right, release the arms, come back to the middle, and let's shift to the other side. So windshield wipers, the legs to the left, toes follow. So they're also going towards the left. Sitting up nice and straight. And inhaling, the arms come up overhead, reaching the fingertips, very active towards the ceiling. Arms can be straight or slightly bent, or even out in a V. Leg can stay here, or right leg can come back slightly. And let's release. Give it another shake. Whew, shake out the legs a little bit too. Good job. For this pose, let's plant our feet and take arms out to a T once again. This is position one. Breathing here. And now for the options. So you've got arm options and leg options. Arm options are you can take your arms up a little higher at a V. And leg option is to take your legs out wider. We're going to kind of like a star position. Imagine that your hands and feet are kind of like the points of a star. Breathing here. Noticing where you're feeling this. Send some awareness to your abdomen and engage your core muscles to support you here. From here, allow your arms to bend as well. They're like cactus arms. And then gently release. Whew. Nice. So wherever your legs are in this last position, let's start with them staying there. So if you open them wide, you can leave them wide. If you had them narrow, keep them where they're at, wherever you're comfortable. So here, take your hands and put them on your thighs somewhere. They're going to be your support. Breathing here. On your next exhale, hinge at your hips slightly. So we're bending over our legs with a flat-ish back. That's what we're going for. So it's not about how far you go. It's about keeping a stable position and folding forward. So if you want, you can go forward a little more. You can put your hands down on the ground if that's accessible to you, but it's not necessary. Breathing into this pose. Keeping your neck long and relaxed. In this position, come over more to the right. So this is going to look different for everyone depending on what's going on with your legs. Take your torso and bend more over your right leg. Breathe here. And now let's migrate over to the left. Coming back to the middle, sitting up. And Bring your legs together if they're not already. Let's do a couple more back openers. So inhale and press your chest forward. Exhale and curl. Inhale, look up, press forward. And exhale and curl. Inhale, look up. Exhale and curl. And let's come back to center. Staying here, on your next exhale, twist slightly to the right. So the left hand's going to come to the right knee, and the right hand will come behind you somewhere on the chair or your hip. Very mild twist. Twisting to the right. Come back to the center. Inhale here. Exhale, twist to the left. Notice if you're clenching your jaw, release your face, release your jaw. And then let's come back to center. From here, sit back in your chair if you're not already. Let's get nice and stable, feet flat on the ground. This is our neutral position where we feel the most supported in class. Let's take a moment to integrate what we did here today. So allow your eyes to soften or close. Let your breath just come back to its normal pace. If it feels supportive to you, allow the edges of your mouth to turn up in a gentle smile that feels authentic to you right now. Take both hands, take them to your belly, one on top of the other. Just feeling the breath as it moves throughout your torso. Keeping that gentle smile on your face. Acknowledging yourself for taking this time out of your day to be here with us together and for ourselves as well. I'll take your hands and give yourself a little hug. So crossing your arms, your forearms in front of your chest. Hands go towards your shoulders or upper arms. Giving yourself a little squeeze. And while in this position, just give your upper arms a little bit of a squeeze. Just go up and down your upper arms. Little tiny squeezes. And now into your lower arms, your forearms. And now squeezing your hands. And now releasing, allowing your eyes to open if they were closed. Welcoming you back into the room. I thank you for joining me today. be sending out the recording tomorrow, probably, and information about next week's class. We have one more class in this series, so I hope to see you next week as well. Have a great rest of your day.